And Austin, you'll hear some music for a little bit while we're sharing on the socials, and then when it stops, we'll be live.
Okay.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You are watching Still Toking with. My name is Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have a great show scheduled for you as always. And with us, Benjamin. How's it going?
It's going awesome.
It's going awesome.
The PC seems to be working all of a sudden. So let's hope it stays that way through the show.
Don't jinx yourself. Don't jinx yourself.
Well, if it doesn't work through the show, everybody will know because they'll see my fist hit the screen.
We don't want to see that.
Well, then I got to go buy a new one.
I've been telling you that for months.
It's getting the time off to go buy it.
I know.
But anyway, it's not about me or the computer. I'm actually really excited to talk to our guest tonight. We had the opportunity to hang out with this amazing young woman in Virginia, and she's just badass. It's that simple. Badass. Mm-hmm.
There we go. There we go. Jeffrey.
Whoa. Yeah, we had a booth babe. That was fun.
We had multiple booth babes, didn't we?
Yeah. I mean, Michelle was there, Ann was there.
Yeah.
It was a good time to be had by all, as they say.
Yes.
So, yeah, let's just get right into this. Austin Judd, welcome aboard.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You look studly.
Studley? Scared? Are you scared?
Your background. I'm being a wise ass.
Oh, you're so wise.
He was doing a dad joke.
He was doing a dad joke. Yeah, she got enough of that in Virginia.
I tell
Right?
the dad joke to my family. I get it.
So
It's good when they're shaking their head like this. That's when you know they're really.
That's true.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I guess I am getting old if you call them dad jokes. It's sad.
Could be worse. They could just be calling him nothing.
Or granddad jokes.
Oh, hey! I resemble that remark.
Just shitty jokes.
It could be shitty jokes. That's
I
true.
prefer dad jokes.
Right. Bye, Jeff. Oh, look at that. My wife logged in to say hi.
Oh, hi, Dory.
Hi, Dory.
Dory. That's funny. Yeah. I know Ann's watching on YouTube downstairs.
Hi, Ann. Mwah. Hi, fam. We had a lot of fun in Virginia. That was great.
Yeah,
we did. We learned a lot about you, from actress to figure model to all around badass cosplayer.
Lots of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I got a whole list here in case I forgot what I did.
Oh shit! I should have had you send me the list. I would have had something to look at and read.
Oh, you think I made that far ahead of time?
She was doing that while she was trying to figure out the microphone. Yeah,
she was doing that during the intro. Oh yeah, that too.
Got this down real quick in order of operations and done.
Wow. So yeah, let's just bring it right up. You just had a new movie that you did a couple of premieres on, right?
Yes. On Halloween, Sister Psycho premiered, which is an independent movie where they did a female take on Psycho. And then Revelations, which is a short done through Ringling College about awareness on environmental hazards that humans have with how we interact, and just a lot about how we can improve on nature, take from it, and also give back. And it was done very artistically with these elaborate costumes with stilt walkers, and they show me interacting with them, and they're considered the different parts of nature. So where there's the 4 horses of the apocalypse, this is the 4 birds of the revelation. So each part of the bird represents a different part of how the human interacts with the world. And it's done very beautifully. There's no lines or anything. It's Shakespearean limerick written, talked over it with some music, and it's very beautiful. And people got the message, which I was very happy to see, because something very artistic, you don't know how it's going to be perceived, and everyone really got the message, and that was great.
Wow. So is it? Can people see that yet? Is that out?
That'll be going through some film festivals eventually. I'll post on my website when that's going through.
Okay. All right. Very good. And let's see. The other one the other new one is the Cannibal Comedian, right?
Cannibal Comedian. Yeah, we started doing film festival tours in the spring, and we've gotten over 12 awards for it. I've gotten 3 awards alone. I've never won anything in my life. And everyone who's seen the movie is like, oh, when's the second one coming out? So it's been really exciting working so hard on something and having it be so well received, and then wanting more of it, And Cannibal Comedian's about this cannibal who does stand up for his victims before he kills them. Worst thing ever, right? But my character gets captured. Dad jokes for days.
Right?
Wow. That's so funny I could eat
by
you.
the main character, Charlie. And I get like this Stockholm Syndrome relationship with me because my character's a performer and I convince him to pursue it. And that's the story of the first cannibal comedian. And it's really funny. It's more funny than scary for people who don't like horror movies. They still come and they love the movie. So that was very good. I was very happy to hear that. I love that people like my character too, because often strong female characters are either like loved or hated. I still think the role would fit whether I was liked or not. I mean, it's the role is the role. But the fact that they were rooting for me made me feel really good. I'm like, oh yay, they like me. They really like me, kind of thing.
Wow. When are we going to be able to see that?
Hopefully next year. They've been showing it across country. They've been getting some offers, but they want something really solid. Obviously, you can throw things right out to streaming, but that kind of screws things over for the independent industry. So when they know they got something good, they hold out for the good ticket, and I know that's going to happen really soon.
Well, also, I was told if you want to go to any festivals, you can't release it until you're done with the festivals. So
yeah, I mean, some festivals you can just show them as like, oh, we're doing a showing of, but you can't be involved in like the awards and things like that. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I was able to find a trailer if you'd like me to play it.
Please do.
Here we go.
Yeah, that's original. I haven't seen that before.
So I just deleted all the German names from my phone. It's now completely Hans-free.
You get 5 minutes, man. Get off. Don't be that guy.
Well, welcome to Open Mic. We're about to get this thing started. So we got the next comic coming to the stage. Charlie, the Cannibal Comedian!
Wow, you guys look great tonight. I'm getting hungry. Hey, don't worry about you in the back, all right? There's always room for second helpings, huh? Total narcissist, really into himself. He only eats his own flesh. Is that too much dead time? Of course you'd like that, Joe.
Give a round of applause for Charlie the Cannibal Comedian.
Hey, how we all doing tonight? Good. So, I was out with this girl last night. She wasn't too pretty on the outside, but as I say...
What are you gonna do to me?
It's her insides that count, right?
What is this?
Exactly
What's going on?
Not funny!
I want my money back.
I need to reevaluate my career.
You're never gonna amount to anything.
I'm a stand-up comedian, damn it.
Hilarious! Ha 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 ha! Oh, it's so funny. You're one note. You should be paying me to be here.
Encore! Come on!
You gonna stop chilling now that you're a working comedian? Nah. What a drag.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
Little bit.
Was
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to film. We had a lot of fun on set every single day, and we were just hoping they would capture it. And when we saw the film, we're like, wow, it's even better than we could have imagined. Sean Heights, who is the director and creator of Cannibal Comedian, made Big Top Evil in Sarasota, where I live right now. And he used Miss Sadistic, Lucifer's Axe, Caltech, a lot of the people that you'll see in Cannibal Comedian for Big Top Evil as well. Back 2019 it came out. And so he moved all the way out to California. So by the time he made Cannibal Comedian, he got a lot of connections with some really talented producers, tech crews, makeup artists. And so all the things he learned from making Big Top Evil, which is still a fun film, he took that and learned and did even more with Cannibal Comedian. And it's a way more professional film. You can tell the editors really put a lot into each take that they did. There were like 3 different editors, and each one put their own take on the film and made it what it is. It's just a fun ride. There's no lag time. It's like watching a sitcom horror film. It's hilarious. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I looked it. Yeah, I mean, it was quite different. I mean, I can imagine the one-liners that run through that thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I flew out to California for 2 weeks to film this thing. And most of it was done in Morongo Valley, which is just this desert. There's not much out there except some stranded houses. I ended up renting a trailer so I could stay on site at this place called the Murder House. It was called that before we rented the place for the movie. And it was just this dirty old cabin. You saw it in the trailer, and middle of nowhere, like you can hear coyotes at night. And I had my trailer right there. And during the day, we'd have all our scenes and stuff. And at night, I'd be like staying there. So I really felt like the captive still there. I got to like feel the natural fear of like being isolated by yourself. But then during the day, I knew people would be coming back. And it was really fun to work with everybody. It really became like a family. We all really depended on each other. Like, I think, you know, with independent films, everyone does stuff on set that's more than just what they're there to do. Mm-hmm. Like the actors have to help with, you know, stuff behind the scenes sometimes. Sometimes Andrea Moon, who was our makeup artist tech, did all the special effects. She ended up being the person in the body bag that you saw. You know, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to get the movie made. And I think it really shows.
You know, but look, it looks really, really good. So, were you alone when you stayed there at night?
Yeah.
There was nobody else was staying there?
No, they were like a few miles away at the other house, and I was just like out there.
You really wanted to immerse yourself in the moment. Apparently.
Yeah, I even have an accent in there that I used for a couple months before I went out there, so it would be natural. And I just was like, hey, I'm going to be using a country accent for a couple months. Don't mind me. And and I'm glad I did that because I have been getting a lot of compliments. They're like, it kind of took me back. I didn't realize that was you. The accent was really good. I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, as an actress, like when you do your homework and you work really hard, it's nice when it shows. If you work hard and it doesn't show, you're like, oh yeah, I didn't try that hard. Lies. But
right.
Yeah, but I actually did try hard, and it's really nice to be awarded. Horror Hound gave me Best Supporting Actor, where I beat out Jordan Peele, which to me just kind of blew my mind. The fact that a name that people could recognize, I was right there with them. It felt like I'm doing all the right things, you know. I got nominated for Best Actress at Houston Horror Fest, right there with some horror icons as well that I look up to, like Felissa Rose.
Mm-hmm.
I got Best Supporting Actress. It's Orlando Film Festival, and co-winner of Best Supporting Actor at Cineworld Film Fest here in Sarasota, along with Chris Lorazzo, who was
wow.
Yeah, Chris Lorazzo with Paint Thief. So him and I both won that award together. So cool. I thought that was a lot of fun to, you know, work that hard, do that commitment. It really shows you just work hard on stuff that you love, just like you guys do with your comic books and the web, you know, the interviews that you do and all the conventions. It really shows when you love something and you put everything into it. It manifests itself.
So I'm curious, did you take any walks at night alone in the desert?
No.
Why?
Oh, I would never. No. Hell no. I had
really?
I didn't even have to go out to use the restroom and the thing. I had my whole everything isolated because there were like coyotes out there, and I wasn't familiar with the area. And while I am getting my black belt in April in Taekwondo, I don't want to have to use it.
Oh, see, I think that stuff's fun.
Although Taekwondo is more of a skill, self-defense is more of a skill that's useful.
True.
So, I don't know, just carry a big stick.
Got it done.
So, besides acting, you're also a model.
Yeah, that's actually what I started with. I was really, really shy when I was a kid, and I always loved acting. But if I was given even 2 lines, I would forget them and just like be frozen on stage. And I weighed 200 pounds. Everyone thought I was a boy because I had short hair. I dressed like a tomboy. I didn't wear makeup and stuff like that. So it wasn't until my like early 20s when I lost all my weight and I gained more confidence, and I went through massage therapy school to do neuromuscular massage therapy, and I'm like, oh, that's how the body works. And then like it all just kind of clicked, and my body kind of came into what it is, what you see now. And I had a friend who I did massage therapy for, and in exchange, she trained me. She was a model, a fitness model. She was like, you know, you could model. And I'm like, no, I could never. I would love to, but they won't with me. She's like, no, come on set. Come with me. It's this open shoot. There's a bunch of models, bunch of photographers. We're getting all our portfolios and stuff made up. And I went out and I had a great time. I got great material. And so I posted what I could do. And I started getting jobs from local photographers, from artists. There's a huge art community here where I live. So I was able to like work with artists who like to draw from live models, or like beginning photographers who need to learn how to work with their equipment, needing to hire models. Like there was so much work to be found. And it wasn't like having to find an agent, having to figure out how to walk in heels. It was a matter of like, oh, this is something I'm enjoying. I'm going to keep pursuing that. And that led me to figure modeling at Ringling College of Art and Design, which is now what I do full time. And I get to do something I never would have imagined, that shy little girl on stage who couldn't even remember 2 lines, now doing what is most people's biggest nightmare, being nude in front of your entire class with nothing prepared. I do that every day. And I love it, because what I do is I provide for them their first muse. They're having to learn how to do skills that they're going to have to take out of that college and use in their career. They have to learn to draw all different types of bodies, all different types of ways, through all different types of mediums. And to draw the human figure, that is the very basics of any art school you go to. And so our jobs are very vital within that curriculum. This is a $1 billion school, and they couldn't teach what they could without us figure models. And there's a lot of like stigma toward models who work nude, which I'm trying to like get past. And nudism.tv has given me my own show, which I call Austin Figures, where I kind of disillusion what it's like to be a nude model, which is really technically a figure model, because you're using the human body and the anatomy to kind of like learn from and use as basically the form of artwork. And I like to show what I do in my spare time. I interview other artists while they draw me. I'll learn skills that they're doing, and we do it in the nude to just kind of normalize it and desexualize it. Because if you think about it, you have a painting in a museum of a nude woman, and a artist can get millions of dollars for that, but they call the model a prostitute. Why? They put work into that art that they're putting up in these fine establishments, but they degrade the people who are in the art, but not the artists themselves. And I think we can get past that as a society. And I think it takes brave people like me and figure models to be the voice, to be like, hey, yes, sex exists. Things can be
I never thought that was
sexualized,
a
but
problem.
being nude doesn't make you lower class. It doesn't make you worse of a person. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't have to be negative like some people think. There is no stigma unless you make it one.
I didn't know anybody ever thought it was negative.
It
This
is,
all
yeah.
news
There's
to
a lot of
me.
people like, oh, if you work nude, you can never get jobs doing this and that. It's once it's out there.
I
it's
thought it
always
was the
out there.
opposite. You had
But
to
who
work
cares?
nude to get the jobs. I mean, that's how I understood
Oh
it,
my
right?
God.
We're not all your mother.
Oh man.
Well, but it is bizarre because of all the things and all the beauty that we have in nature. The woman in the female body is the only one we tend to want to cover.
And what I think is funny, if you take a model and put her in a pose and have one be nude and another in lingerie, which one's going to be sexier?
Lingerie.
Lingerie. Because of the intention. It's always the intention that you're putting into the work that you're doing. That is the outcome that it's supposed to be.
Well,
And
from a
when
guy's
people
point of
put
view,
their
it's
mindset
always
into, oh, this is gross, they're changing the intention.
it's that of the unknown. You know, so I think in a guy's mind, a model in lingerie is sexier than a nude because there's something there that you can't see.
Yeah, and there's the intention of lingerie is meant for sex. Lingerie is meant to entice. But the nude body is just a form. Everyone has one. We're born naked. Kids love running around naked. Anyone who's a parent knows it's hard to keep their clothes on at a certain age.
True.
Because they just are so comfortable with themselves. And at some point we lose that because we're taught different things. And also, yeah, there are times when we aren't supposed to be nude. There's times when we're not supposed to talk about things. And that's where intention comes in. And it takes us reeling in ourselves and not just saying, oh, they need to do this thing. No, we are all responsible for ourselves. And the intention is what you put into it. We can empower ourselves. And I think that overpowers all the other people who think negatively about it. There just needs to be more of us speaking up and saying, hey, see, we're normal. Look at me. Oh, wait, now I'm not normal. Never mind.
You know, the artists themselves, they need that if they're going to, you know, continue on their career.
Yeah.
It's like a necessity.
And like, as the model, I love when I strike a pose and I hear, oh, I love it. And they get so excited. And then when I'll go around and walk around and look at the pictures, and often I'll videotape it because it's fun to see all the different perspectives. And sometimes they'll draw a dragon on my shoulder. Sometimes they'll give me fairy wings. And it's just, sometimes I'll figure out what they're trying to learn, and I'll do even more of those type poses to you know, just give them more of what they need. And it's fun for me because I like having motivation. I like being able to give them what they want, not just be lazy up there. I like what I do. I like being a performer and saying, oh, I'll be Spider-Man for these next few poses. And oh, and now I'm going to be fighting a dragon. And I get to do that for my job. I get to play pretend. I get to work with artists. And to me, it's like the best job in the world. But
now, is that full time? Is that an 8-hour-a-day thing?
It can be. I've had up to 3 classes. I can have up to 3 classes a day, which is 3-hour classes. So I can have, yeah. I tend to just do 1 to 2 classes, 4 to 5 days a week. Sometimes I get called in for subbing. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, depending on how much they need me. But it is a regular job for me, and it's my regular income that I pay my bills with. So it is that regular. And they're always looking for more models. If anyone's ever interested, it's one of the most empowering jobs you could ever have. People
let me know if they need some old guy with boobs.
Yes, they do. We have the same. No joke. You think you can go to $1 billion school and graduate and only draw one type of body? No, sir. We have all different types of models, all shapes, sizes, genders, forms, identities, all different types. We even love when it's deformed, pregnant, anything. They want to draw different types of bodies because they have to learn. They have to learn that. And what are they going to do? Draw strangers? Excuse me, weirdo, can you get away from me? Like, no, you need to have that structure. And people willing to stand there for a very long period and let you draw them.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I know I could do that. I'm not shy.
I don't think you can stand there that long.
No, I think
we
I
get
get
little.
cold,
Actually, we get heaters and fans. If it's too cold, we have heaters, and if it's too hot, we have fans. We also have chairs and sticks, so we can like use a cane to kind of lean on, or we can do sitting poses.
Oh,
we have
the
chairs.
stick.
They have pillows. They have also sometimes they have like swords for us, like foam swords, so we can pose with swords.
Cool.
It's
That's
fun.
fun, actually. I could do that.
It's so much fun. Yeah. Just try it. Come on down.
You gonna move to Florida, Jeff?
Just for a day. We'll make an episode of it.
Well, no, but I mean, you know, I'll look it up next time I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make a special trip. But
no, let me know. I'll get a class reserved for you.
Hey, and you could probably do a double duty. It could end up as like a page in the next comic.
You know, sometimes I'll go to exhibits and I'll see myself hanging in a museum that was student work because I'm on the they have this online library of us figure models, and they'll draw me even if I'm not there, and I'll just see myself as a painting in a museum from a student exhibit. I'm like, oh, that's me as a fairy. I was really excited.
That's really cool.
That's me swimming, or whatever it is. Yeah, you'll just see you in artwork throughout the school.
That's funny, actually. It's pretty cool.
My favorite is 3D class. That's where all the students, it's about maybe about 20 to 30 students. And it's a 30-hour pose. So this is spread out over like spread out over like 10 classes. And you have to like hold that pose 20 minutes at a time, and you get 5-minute breaks at 3 hours at a time. So that's what they're doing. But at the end of it, you get a little miniature clay army of yourself, and nothing is cooler than that. Like, because it's like this little size, and it's little miniatures of you because they're carving you out of clay into 3D form. And it's like 30 of them. So you see them all stacked on the drying rack and you're just like, oh, that's me. There's all little mini me's. It's really, really cool to see. It's like very surreal.
Okay.
What's next? The bobblehead?
It's carving, you said?
Yes. It looks like little action figures. They use like monster clay. And it's a very formable clay that doesn't harden. So they can keep it over like the 30 hours, over the next 5 to 10 classes that they have to have it firm. And then there's another process they do in order to make that into an actual statue. But the first step of learning 3D is learning how to make the human form into clay with modeling and sculpture and wire. So you make a literal 3D form of a person, like a doll, out of clay and wire and wood.
Oh, cool.
Got it.
There's like dozens of them.
When you said
I didn't know if we were talking about a 3D printer or like a...
They have 3D printing too, actually. They have everything there.
Well, that's what I thought
They have
too.
a drone.
I thought you were talking about like 3D modeling, so doing like the wireframe.
They just
like capturing wireframe.
They have done the 3D pictures where they can do the 3D and then print you out. But no, this is 3D where they actually are like trying to make a person with their hands in clay and like wired armor, and they form it. And it's pretty fascinating seeing that the whole process and being a part of it, and then having it all be little U's on the drying rack.
And Carrie, to answer your question, it sounds like that's what they do. You said at the end they have statues made, so I'm assuming they probably scan them in and then print them out.
I don't know. I think what they do is they make molds and then cast them.
Oh, gotcha.
And then they break down the clay to show them how to break down and reuse their material, because they're learning how to be professional artists, and you've got to reuse your material like that so you're not going broke.
Gotcha.
All right, cool.
But they do have all those. They have the castings, they have the 3D printing, all that. But with the monster clay specifically, it doesn't harden, so they can make a casting of it and then break it down and use it again for the next model.
Now, you say you do cosplay. Do you sneak into like the 3D printing lab and have them print you, pieces for cosplay?
Well, technically, it's not cosplay. I do drag. I do drag queen as a girl, which I feel is just like creating a character. And I make these elaborate costumes that I do by hand embroidery, hand felt, hand stitch, everything designed. It has LED lights in it that have remote control that go by music. And then I'll have these elaborate headpieces and wigs. And I'll often use all these pieces for not only shows, because I'm the official drag mother for the Ringling College of Art and Design, because I help all the little drag babies there with their shows. But also I use it for costume days for when I model, because there's like a couple weeks out of the semester, at the end of the semester, where they actually have us come in costume, and I have these elaborate wings that I make and these giant gowns and feathered pieces and wigs, and I just get so elaborate. And you can see a lot of that stuff on my Instagram. I post, and I have a lot of fun with costumes. In fact, this is my studio. This is my fabrics. I got my mannequins. I was working on making a helmet for my son for the Renaissance Festival this weekend. I even have, hold up, I'm really proud of these guys. I made little horns for the helmet with little crystals on it.
Cool. Oh.
And this is stuff that I show on my show too, Austin Figures, like little stuff that I do when I'm not modeling. So fun stuff. I like to make things, especially costumes. I like dress up. I like playing as a character. And all that stuff is a write-off because I'm a model.
Wow. Now, I saw on your website you did some body painting.
Oh, yeah. I actually started out.
Do you like that?
I did. That was a lot of fun. A dear friend of mine he has passed away now. But for the longest time, I was his first model he worked with, and he was my first body painter, but he was also my tattoo artist. And he was a very, very dear friend of mine. We did a lot of projects together. We ran a lot of events. We just did so much. And we would hold things like zombie events for Halloween, where we'd come and everyone would come and get zombified. Like we were like, like you get bitten and it's like everyone's turning into zombies. But we just literally were airbrushing people, turning them into zombies, and having, fundraisers. And I would be painted as a cheetah and walk around and pass out flyers. Or I was painted as a golden dragon, and I did a promotion shoot in the park. And just because we wanted to, just for fun.
Cool. Now, is it cold?
Not in Florida.
No. I mean, when they paint you.
Only a little bit. Just where once it dries, it's like makeup. It feels like just skin. It feels like you're covered, but you have a coating of something on. Like if you ever put sunscreen on and you just feel there's a coating on, but
yeah,
that's what it feels like. It's just there's
it's
something
not,
on,
like
but it's not
thick.
going. No. It's in fact once it dries, it has like a texture. You can wipe it and nothing happens.
All right. I always wondered about that.
Yeah, and I like to wear a bikini underneath. I usually get like a brand new bikini, and then when they airbrush it, it becomes permanent. And then I have a cute like bikini, cheetah printed bikini or a zombie bikini. I'll get a different themed bikini with whatever body paint I did.
That's cool.
Well, they look good. I went through most of them.
Thank you.
They look good.
Some of them I wear bikinis, some of them I don't. It depends on what I was doing, but I
Depends
like
on the
having
image.
I also love doing underwater. I got scuba certified just so I could do some cool underwater stuff. There's some underwater
you did do. I
videos
did see that
too.
Yeah.
I had some really great underwater photography friends, Tom Bender and Earl Kimmel. Those are a lot of the pictures you see. We were literally, we got in a pool. We would line the bottom of it with black sheets and weigh it down. And he would be in scuba gear with the weight and everything at the bottom of the pool, just taking my picture while I would go down and do all these crazy fun poses. And you see that on my website.
Yes, I saw it. It was pretty cool.
Where can they find the website?
AustinJudd.com. I think I put it on my name too.
Yep, it's right there.
Perfect. And I have all my links to my socials there. I try and keep everything I have updated so you can see if I'm up to doing Cannibal Comedian, where it's
and
playing.
they're also in the show notes up above and down below. Does that feel better now, Ben?
I feel much better.
Yeah. Cool. So what's next?
Next, I'll be filming a movie called Occult Detective, probably in the summer, where I play the lead ghost. And that's by Patrick Alexander and Vivian Owens. They're producers with Alexander Productions, I think is what it's called. But that's going to be through Ringling College as well. It's a professional production, but they're using the film students from Ringling College to actually make the film. So that'll be a lot of fun because I know all those people already. Also, I'm going to be in a movie called Cowboy with actors Alexandra Esso and an actor you may know, Don Yesso.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be just a small part in it, but they eventually saw my look and like, oh, we love your country girl look. We want you in this rodeo scene at the end. So I'll be going up in January to film a fun scene for Cowboy.
Cool.
What else am I doing?
Very cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. And my show, Austin Figures, we've been building up episodes, but it's not officially launched yet. But I have a bunch of promotional stuff out there. If people want to look it up, it's on Vimeo. It is nudism.tv. But the official launch will be later on. We've been shooting lots of episodes. And basically, it'll show the ins and outs and behind the scenes of my life and what I do as a figure model. And I try and bring other artists' perspectives in and give them a voice as well. And we talk about sometimes controversial things. One of my favorite interviews was with my friend who went through a lot of plastic surgeries. And we talked about all the pros and cons. And, there's some good things about surgery, some bad things about getting surgeries. And, size every story. We have really good conversations.
Cool.
Very cool.
I did find a trailer for Big Top Evil if you'd like me to play it.
Solid.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the greatest show under the big top.
Hello? Hey, we need a room.
Theater of Thrills.
me, and I'll help you find your mom and dad. So you're not alone.
I'm not alone.
Ah, we've been expecting you.
Man, good times.
Yup.
Alrighty then.
So
Yeah, no, actually, it
that
was pretty
cackling
cool.
crazy woman in the wedding dress, that was me. My
It was actually
character
a
was
cool movie.
Candy, who lures the victims into our circus so we can perform for them and then have them for dinner.
And that's available now on VOD. So, while you're waiting for Cannibal Comedian, go check out Big Top Evil. I think you can even watch it on, rent it on YouTube.
Yep, and there's Bill Moseley and Jayla Rose in it as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a fun one. It was a fun one.
Yeah, let's see some familiar faces.
While that was playing, Ben sent me this.
Oh, that was so much fun. That was my Vanna White. It was so great. So at my table, at my little section on the corner, I was right next to the doll station where they had all these creepy, scary dolls. And this guy looked like he was part of the scene of the dolls, and he would sit right there next to the table, in between next to where my part of the table was. And on my table, it was all sorts of really pretty pictures of my modeling, some nudie pics. So people are like, ooh, nude pictures. And they'll just move along. And then all of a sudden you get a jump scare from my beautiful Vanna White hair because they expected it to just be a doll and then it moved. And it was always just the funnest thing for me. All day long, it was like, oh, look at these beautiful, It was fantastic.
Yeah, I was creepy as fuck.
So creepy, so fun.
Yeah, he did a great job, though. It was just, he did a great
I think we
job.
had the funnest booth. Not gonna lie.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it's the people and having that kind of stuff in one little area. It's just really cool.
And there's something fun about the horror community. Like, you would think that'd be the crazy folks, but really it's all the comfy people who are just really nice fans waiting in line patiently, waiting to talk to their favorite celebrity. They just want their blade signed or their machete or, it's so humbling and sweet. And you would think it'd be more violent, but no, that's more like the Christian youth groups that go crazy.
Yeah, true that.
I'm only speaking from what the convention people said. The people who work at the hotel are like, oh, you guys are great. It's the Christian youth groups that we can't stand. I'm speaking from experienced people, not my experience.
Well, I think that, at the horror convention, more than, most conventions we do, they're focused on the genre.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I also love that they have an appreciation for the fact that some independent films have to look very organic in order to make the story, to make things work. And they are very willing to forgive some sloppy special effects for a good storyline and still love you for it.
Yep.
There's something about that kind of deep love of an art form that makes you just want to hang around those people more.
Right? And in my opinion, watching horror movies, it's fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With the right people, it's fun. I hated it as a kid. But as an adult, when I'm hanging around and cracking jokes with my friends, it's hilarious. I get it now.
True that.
I mean, everybody needs to be scared.
Yeah. I mean, it builds up your immunity to being scared. Like, if you build up your tolerance, it just makes you a stronger person. Just try not to traumatize yourself. There's a limit.
Now, horror
there's
movies.
Strengthening and then there's traumatic.
Well, horror movies come in, different shapes and sizes. You know what I mean? Because you've got your slashers, you've got your hardcore gore, You've got your horror comedy, you know what I mean? And then you've got the
adventure style ones, and Alien I feel like is very adventurous.
right. You got your sci-fi style ones, and so out of all of that, what type of horror movie do you like the best?
Specifically, I love the sci-fi ones where the girl's the lead, where it shows a strong woman. Because to me that was very relatable, and it made me feel like I could fight anything too. As a little girl, being able to be like, yeah, she kicks ass, she survived, I can survive. It's nice to have that and not just always be the victim.
Okay.
Good point.
Nice. I like that
It's my
answer.
personal take.
I like that answer.
My mom's are lesbian, my dad's are gay, and I very much looked up to strong feminist types because I felt I was a very strong feminine type.
And I think you are.
Thank you, sir.
I do. So, besides your modeling and your work, what do you do for fun to escape it sometimes?
I love crafting. My favorite thing to do is just kind of like settle in and create something from nothing. And I don't really like copying things. I like coming up with something on my own. If I see something's been done a lot, I'm like, well, now I got to think of something else. But in contrast to that, another thing I really like is physical training. I like doing I do a lot of night running on the beach for my mental and physical health, but I also do the Taekwondo, not just because it's cool, but it really helps with my brain. I've had a lot of accidents where I've had blows to the head, and I have issues with memory and learning and speaking sometimes. And I find the structure of Taekwondo and having to learn things in a certain pattern with the mind-body connection and intent really improves my ability to memorize, improves my ability to process emotions or hormones or anything. And I just feel better overall. So I think that's a very big part of me, is also my physical fitness and my personal training life.
Cool.
Okay.
I love it.
So Carrie's asking, I have to ask because I've had a crush on Bill Moseley since I saw him as Chop Top. He always seems so nice. Was it fun to film with him?
Funny you should say. It was. I wasn't in many scenes with him, but I did do his makeup that day and hung out off set the whole time. So that was a lot of fun. He was technically my uncle in the movie. So I thought that was really cool. But to also get to do his makeup and everyone say how hot he was, I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. That was my work. I did a little eyeshadow. Just make it look dirty. It's hot.
Nice. So,
man.
who would you really love to work with?
Besides us.
Right. Who would I really like to work with? Can it be alive or dead?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Lucille Ball.
Wow, didn't see that one coming.
I loved her. Like, as an actress, Lucille Ball and Mary Tyler Moore were two big icons for me in the acting world when it came to like relatable, strong yet feminine leads. Like, you could be funny but still be the desirable girl, and I love that they could have both those sides.
Nice.
Right.
I never would have. I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. Wow. So, do you have any pets?
I do. I have a toy poodle. Oh, not a toy poodle. I don't know why I said that. My sister had a toy poodle when she was little. I got a standard poodle, and she's red. She's about 8 months now. And I have a seven-year-old husky, and she is also red with blue eyes. So I have a bunch of redheads in my family. My husband's a redhead. But they're really sweet. I got really snuggly dogs. They're the kind of dogs where, like, once you put your hands on their belly, they're like this on the floor, ready to go. Okay, keep running my belly. And then if you stop rubbing their belly, they're like, why you stop rubbing my belly? So
they get mad at you.
Yeah. You don't love me anymore. That's why.
Is that how it is, Leo?
Yeah, if you stop rubbing their belly, it means you don't love them.
With redheads, you just rub their belly and they just go back?
Yep, that's what it is. Yep. Husky in Florida, that dog must be sweating up a storm.
She's good. You just brush out the undercoat.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Look like a big cat.
Well, undercoats for huskies work for heat as well as it does for cool. It captures what it needs to capture.
I have heard that. Yeah, that the fur actually will keep them cool.
And
Don't
yeah,
shave
if you
the dog.
shave them, they could overheat or over like get cold. It's good to have it for them.
I had a husky growing up, and like after it snows, you know, if it was outside, we'd go out. It'd be like on the hood of a car. You just see like this mound, and it just went to sleep on the car hood and just got covered
because
with
the engine's warm.
It was Paw Patrol.
It was a dead car, so it was car out in the field. You know, growing up in a farm, you have like cars in the field and shit like that. So,
yeah, dead cars out in fields. Okay.
Yeah.
Not horses and cows, dead cars.
We had those too. So,
just saying. I mean, we know you had snakes, but
well, my dad was a mechanic, so it was there was car parts and everything.
Okay, so but no cats, huh? You don't like cats?
No cats. There was
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh.
Me?
Yeah, you're not the guest.
No cats have adopted me. I don't adopt cats; they adopt me, and I don't have any right now. But I have had cats in my life.
Okay, so a cat
One
has
in
to come to
particular,
you.
when I was 16, she just we had 3 or 4 dogs at the time, and this cat just walked in the house. She was pregnant and everything, and she just like acted like she lived there, and she just kind of like set up shop in my room, and I loved her. I thought she was the sweetest thing ever, but I never like ever adopted a cat. They just find you.
Okay.
Most there's a lot of cat people who agree with that. Like they're like, yeah, my cat found me. Like,
you have to be chosen.
You get found by cats, and then they're like, okay, I will live in your house now, and you will love me and feed me. Yes, I will. Okay. Sure.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. So many things you could have said there.
Oh my God.
Well,
I'm trying to control myself.
Must be some reason why they were worshipped by the pharaohs.
Because they got rid of rats. I hate rats.
Mm-hmm. Well, you live in Florida too, so I'm sure there's a lot more stray cats than there is.
Well,
up here.
I would prefer more. I have mango trees, so around certain times of the year, I do like having a lot of cats around. But we do get a lot of snakes. Luckily, the snakes keep the rats at bay. I'd rather have snakes than rats any day. I did have a snake once.
Oh, as a pet?
Nope.
Back in
As
the
a
day,
pet?
yeah. I was a teenager. I had a snake as a pet back when I did belly dancing.
What was it?
I would wear it while I belly danced, and she would crawl up my head and like be on the top there and do one of like she would sit up there and do like.
Was it a boa or a python?
It was just a red rat snake.
How big was it? Couldn't have been
It wasn't
too
very
then.
big, about as long as my arm, not that long.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'm picturing like, snake.
Oh no! This is a tiny little thing.
Rat snakes can get pretty big.
They can, but I didn't let it.
I didn't let it.
Proper feeding and tank size. You can contain their size a little bit, but I eventually just gave it away to someone who owned a farm, and they liked it.
Nice.
So, your Thanksgiving was at? You looking forward to? You celebrate Christmas?
Christmas is coming. Yeah, isn't that awesome? Great guys. No, I do. I love family gatherings, but I lost a lot of family. I have very little family left, so it's always very, very bittersweet through the holidays.
Okay.
So it's like, as much as I'm grateful to have my son and my husband and the family that I do have left, I'm also reminded of who's not there, because I wish they could be there too, sharing those moments and those memories.
Yeah.
Well,
That's how life. That's
for
how
everybody.
life
I
treats
think
us.
the older
though,
you get, the more bittersweet the holidays get.
Yeah, I
True.
think I just try. You got to just try and do your best to, celebrate for all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's where the intention comes in. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to make this a great Christmas for my son, a great Christmas for my husband. I just try and not think about, you just try and put the love elsewhere. It's like, how can I make me missing them feel better? I know I'll do something great for this person, or I'll do something in memory of them. Like this year, I made my dad's peanut butter bonbons. He's not around anymore, but everyone's like, oh, we missed his bonbons. So we were able to kind of like have them for Thanksgiving. Even I wasn't able to be with my family for Thanksgiving, but I was able to send them to bonbons, and it was like he was there, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Right.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, fam.
Nice.
Yeah. And
I also
family's
got
not
a
always
big film
blood.
family going through all these conventions and festivals. I've gotten you guys. I've gotten every festival. I feel like I've collected a few more people who I'll know for the rest of my life. Like there's a circuit through the horror community where it's like everyone eventually knows each other when they stick around for like the 30 years they've been going to these conventions, and it blows my mind. Like, oh, this is my 33rd year. What? This is my first. I can't believe that. That's commitment.
Wow. So you learn from the best.
I sure do. I take notes. I grew up around a lot of old people, and I take notes. They're like, oh, if I knew this when I was your age, and I'd be like, yes, tell me more. What else do I need to know, future me? Like if it's my grandmother and she's having these issues, I have her genes. Tell me what I need to know. Thank you. Oh, moisturize. I will moisturize. Oh, I need to keep my cardio up. Her neurons are not well connected. I need to do stuff to improve my neuron connections. Like, I mean it in a very humbling way. Ataxia runs in my family. Like, I literally meant, like, I learned from my elders was, you know, just listen to people when they complain about stuff. Take that and be like, oh, I'll be complaining about that one day. I should do something about it.
It's true. It is true.
Wow. Well, I try not to complain because it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Usually when you think of complaints, it's better to be like, well, stop complaining and do something about it.
Right.
Put up or shut up. Stop crying about going for a run and just go for a run. Those are things I told myself when I was in my training, my own personal training. I wouldn't necessarily say that to somebody I'm working with. Stop crying, you crybaby, and do something. No, I only say that to myself.
Wow.
Tough love.
So anyway, Leo, I know you always have the question that you want to ask. I'd like you to do that.
I was just going to say, yeah, you get about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, you know, we do ask this of everybody. What is something that besides, you know, working out, modeling, what you do day to day, what's something that you dork out about? Something that's just you. Like we've had, you know, Bruce Valanche, like studied, you know, the history of sunken vessels and stuff like that. It could be anything. It could be gaming. It could be, you know, whatever you do. What do you dork out about?
I do love video games. What do I dork out about?
It can be video games.
I mean, it's gonna be weird, but I just love fabric. I'll walk up and down Joann's and just pretend that that's my closet for my studio, and my mind just like goes into all these things I can create. And when I was in New York, I was going for to go see a musical, and I was almost wanted to stop and not go to the musical because I was walking by these fabric stores, and I just thought it was the most beautiful thing. But if you want a more interesting thing that I'm a nerd about that not many people know is, ever since I was young, I've loved Sailor Moon. My old email I still use is makotoami777 because I was a combination of like Sailor Jupiter and Sailor Mercury within my group of friends, but now I've grown up into a Usagi. And to me, I loved having a show that was very feminine and girly, but also kicked butt. I liked the perspective of how they saw their heroes, and their like the men that they saw as sexy were like a nice suit and a top hat versus muscular killers. It was like very romantic, very sweet, and they brought into back in the 90s, they didn't have the versions where they had gay characters, but in the comics and in the original Japan and now Sailor Moon Crystal, they have the gay characters and the transgender where one of the Sailor Scouts got born into a man's body when she used to be a girl in her past life. And those are things that they didn't have in a lot of shows that were just like normal in my world, having a gay family, but not so much in the kid world. And I felt that was a nice thing to have at that age for myself. Nice. Not too many gay friendly shows.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Now
Is that
there you
enough
go.
stuff for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could totally see the fabrics too. Like my wife loves
Yeah.
going to Joann, so it's
Just
yeah.
just
When
the
you craft,
aesthetic.
it's something you do.
I'm like that when I go to a lumber yard, like exotic
Yeah.
woods.
When it's your mediums that you really just know how to work with, it's just
Hey,
a
look at
money
it.
gap.
Don, yes, yeah.
Don Yesso's in the chat, folks.
Hi, Don. I told him about Cowboy. I name dropped you already.
Yeah, she told us about Cowboy, Don. I want to know why we didn't get a part. Just saying.
Since you said it, what games you play?
I've played almost all the Assassin's Creeds, but I did not care for the pirate one. It was just too much boating with not enough gain. And the one where it was co-play, it didn't work out so well, even though I wish it worked out better. It would have been more fun. Dark Souls was fun, but I only play that with my husband and my brother-in-law because I can't do it myself. Everyone who plays Dark Souls knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's an evil game.
And my son got me heavy into Adopt Me, and I'm obsessed with Roblox's Adopt Me. It's so much fun. Me and my son will go on and play and raise little pets. It's like Pokemon, but way more like cutesy and innocent. And there's no fighting. You're just literally raising rare pets that you would trade and find and raise and upgrade. And I play this with my 7-year-old. Well, he's turning 7 this weekend, but I play this with my 6-year-old all the time. And it's a lot of fun for me to play with him. So it's just our bonding time.
Cool.
Wow. I haven't played a video game in, I don't know, 15 years.
Well, you got to change that, Jeff.
You know? Yeah. No,
He does. He plays video games every time we go on the road.
No, I don't.
Play Angry Birds while Ben drives.
I'm really good at pinball. Top scores of my family.
How do I talk? You just did.
With your mouth like this, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Nice. But all right, Leo, I think we should do what we got to do.
Yeah, we'll wrap things up. I want to thank everybody for. What's that?
Yeah, he thinks he can just type and talk. And
This is Don's interview now. Let him in.
Yeah. I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. You know how to find me. Just Google me. I run a little thing called the Dorkening Podcast Network. Head on over to thedorkening.com. You can learn more. And so, Austin, we know you're Instagram, but where do you like people interacting with you on social media? Is it mainly Instagram or your website?
Well, if you go to my website, I have all my tags on there. Facebook, I post a lot of stuff. Instagram, I post a lot more images. I am just now getting into TikTok. My Twitter's a lot with my Austin Figures stuff, and I have Vimeo. So if you just go to austinjudd.com, anything that I'm actually attached to will be right there on that first page.
Awesome. One suggestion, if you're getting into TikTok, make it for YouTube. So keep it under 60 seconds, then you can throw it on everything. So Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Keep it lazy. Gotcha.
There you go. Oh, you're on an iPhone. It just did a thumbs up.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
Jeffrey.
Wow. Hey, how come I'm zooming in and out like that? What are you doing over there, Leo, with the camera?
That's not me. That's you.
Zoom, zoom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's probably a setting on your camera. You're on Apple as well.
Yeah, I know you don't like that though, do you? Yeah, no, I'm on Apple.
Yeah, I like apples.
All right, so no,
we're trying to convert Ben to an apple.
Nope, I like my oranges.
So anyway, thank you, Austin. I had a ball. I love chatting with you. You know, it would be more fun if we were together and hanging out for the weekend again. We'll do that again.
Hell yeah.
You know, at some point, you know. So as far as me, don't Google me. Just go to stilltoking.com. Go check out Red Coral Universe. We're getting shows over there as we speak. So you can watch us there as well. And what am I missing? Probably my dinner.
Probably your dinner.
Okay, Benjamin.
He's missing his dinner, as usual. Oh, look at that. The computer's going to work again. It's the end of the show. It worked at the beginning. It's working at the end. How wonderful. Well, anyway, no, I want to thank Austin for coming and hanging out with us. I want to thank Mr. Don Yesso for jumping in the chat and saying hello. I tried to get him to pop on as a surprise, but he had to go work out.
Aww.
You know, he had to go work out. And and he can't type either because he asked me where Beth was instead of BT.
Can't type, can't talk. What's going on here?
He wrote Beth instead of BT. I love it. Dawn, she was in the chat. She said hi to you. You missed it. See, this is why we don't let him call the bingo numbers anymore, folks. But no, to all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do so people like us can do what we do. Stay safe. We'll see you next week. We're out of here.
Bye.
Yay. Thank you.
Step it off, bring it down.